Welcome back to Game of Thrones, and before we start, I'll just say I'm trying to switch to a different style of videos. Not going to change it too much, just trying to do a bit more editing here and there to cut out some of the more boring bits, because we're doing a lot of waiting around in both series, to be honest. And although it wasn't too bad in the Elder King so much because there were always things to be doing in that, in this that's not so much, and obviously in CK2 that's just something that's going to happen, you're going to be waiting around a lot. So I'm trying to cut out a lot of the more boring stuff that's essentially just me trying to fill time and fill space. So let me know what you think. Let me know of the changes that you'd like to see besides that. I would say give me a like, but a lot of you like the videos anyway because you're just nice people like that. So yeah, leave a comment if you're fine with me doing that, because I know some people prefer to see the whole thing just for like posterity's sake, I guess, just to be able to see that everything is happening, because you do get the occasional event in CK2 pop up that you wouldn't expect that actually has a big difference. So I'll leave stuff like that in, but generally just sitting around waiting for money, waiting for, you know, troops to reinforce, shit like that, I'm going to start cutting out now. So let me know what you think. Anyway, when we left off, what happened? To be honest, not a huge amount. We went raiding and failed, and I went to try and steal Arthur Dane's sword, Dawn, from, obviously, House Dane, now Ormond Dane, and nobody liked me doing that. All of you in the comments thought that was really dishonorable. So, you know what? Okay, fine. I won't go stealing any more Valyrian swords. You all made a good point that I can only use one anyway. See, I wanted it just because we are ironborn, and they are quite valuable. Quite literal definition of golden iron, I think, would be owning a lot of Valyrian steel swords. But, you know, you guys have spoken. You said you didn't like it, so don't worry. I'm not going to do anything quite that dishonorable anymore. However, we did learn the last time in Karth, the shade of evening that they drink, the blue drink, is exceptionally powerful, gives learning +2 per shade of evening, and they don't take up the same slot. So you can have as many equipped as you want. So ideally, we'd like to go and steal as many of those as possible, because it's just a free learning boost. Now, you do have to have certain modifiers. Have the trait Mystic, Warlock, Red Priest, Warlock, or Shadowbinder. Getting the trait Mystic is very, very easy. All we've got to do is take the Scholarship focus, go down the technology route, and take the Mystic focus from that, which is we've done that before, by the way, to get into the Alchemist Guild, obviously. So I think that might be a good target. That's a straight stat buff. So that plays in a lot into other aspects as well. As one of you explained in the comments that learning actually plays a huge part in the education side of things in Game of Thrones. So the way learning now is it's essentially done by, just to explain this, just in case there are like some people who don't quite know the mechanics. When you pick a focus for your child, you get different trait outcomes, and depending on how many traits they've got that are beneficial to their education, increases the chance of them getting the higher levels. So, for example, I think with, say, stewardship, the best ones are conscientious and brooding. So if you have both of those, and your guardian has over 12 in stewardship as well, you've got the highest chance of getting Midas touched, or in this it's called Brilliant Steward. However, if you're quick or shrewd, that chance increases even more, and if you're diligent, it increases even more. Now, I imagine the way it would work then in that case is that learning adds to that percentage chance to get the highest one. I sort of speculated this in the comment that I replied to, but I don't know for definite. So if any of you do know the actual numerical mechanics behind that, I'd be quite interested to know, because there might be some metagaming you could do by picking a learning-based focus and then flipping it later on, but we won't worry about that too much. That's like real inside baseball and not too relevant. So the Trident is independent, and the provinces we want, Harrenhal that is, which is going to be our main province, as I've said before, we want to take that. Now, there's a very, very good mod, a submod available for this called Rebuild Harrenhal, I think it's called, or something like that, the Curse of Harrenhal. Anyway, I don't think it's up to date with this version of the mod. However, it might still work with some tweaking. I can try and get it working for this. I think it'd be very cool to take Harrenhal and do that big. It's essentially an expansion and allows you to rebuild this one great fortress of House Hor, which was burnt down by Aegon the Conqueror and his dragons, basically turned to ruins. It's turned up in the show a couple of times. That's where Arya met Tywin, and they first met creepy zombie lover man. What's his name? Qyburn, I think, who is Cersei's Hand of the King. Anyway, that's where they first meet him, and that's where that big like melted stone fortress is because of the dragons. So you do get an option to rebuild it. Now, as one of you pointed out in the comments, if you take Harrenhal, there is a curse where all of your children will come out, well, there's a chance for your children to come out, you know, deformed, dull, weak, things like that, ill, generally, and not children that you want to play as. So I'm thinking if you take Harrenhal as House Hall, that doesn't actually apply, because obviously it's your castle, the curse wouldn't apply to you. That's going to be our goal, our next goal anyway, is to take back Harrenhal and make it our capital. Obviously, we've still got to work with the Republic. However, we are in the process of doing that anyway. I was thinking, why don't we pass slavery thraldom? That would allow us to get in on the slave trade and eventually allow us to legalize it if that's what we wanted. It's another source of income. Plays into the whole iron gold thing as well, because you take slaves and you sell them. Sort of like the ultimate embodiment of that. So let's pass thraldom. Now this means whenever we go raiding, or whenever we siege provinces down, we can take certain characters as slaves. You then get the option in this menu, if you own slaves, which I think only appears if we do own them, to sell slaves or try and buy slaves. Not only that, but you can also get a holding modifier, slave economy. So it's on level, so it's like small slave economy, medium slave economy, large slave economy. There's one more above that, but I don't remember what it's called. And that gives you a bonus to your build time and build cost, which would be really, really cool. Very valuable modifiers to have, because they're quite overpowered at their highest level. With Flame Queen's building mod, which obviously I've reinstalled now up to its latest up-to-date version, would be very, very useful given just the huge amount of buildings that mod adds. So, I think we probably want to do that. Yeah, alright. So the Trident then. Let's talk about taking that. They've got 2,400 men. They're at war with Robert Baratheon, though. Once that war ends, we could be in trouble. However, if we take the opportunity now, 472 gold, that would let us hire, what, 3 bands of mercenaries, or 150 gold each. So, around 3 bands of mercenaries. On top of our 11,000 men already, I think we could do it. The question is, see, we do now give us, that gives us the Castle Bellator slave raid. We do want to take Harrenhal. We can't actually take Harrenhal, though. Invasion of River Run. The ironborn of old fought a great kingdom through the right of conquest. We shall play the iron price and make glory anew. So is this this is an invasion, okay? So this actually allows us to take whatever holdings we occupy. As you can see there, Iron King Wolf the Great takes all occupied territory in the High Lordship of River Run. However, it's an invasion for a kingdom level titan. Now I assume it's just the ones that we share. Okay, there's ones on the provinces in that case. It's the ones on the rivers, sorry. Sea rivers, things like that. That's a shame that we can take almost every province but Harrenhal, because it's the most inland. Why don't we, in that case, take, the Bay of Crabs wouldn't be bad. That does give us an inroad there. River Run still doesn't have a border with Harrenhal itself. I actually think the Bay of Crabs might be the best way to do that, because the Bay of Crabs not only has a river, if you look there, there's a river crossing between the Trident River here and the God's Eye. So we can move troops between here quite easily with boats. I think strategically that might be the best place to take. Now, why can't we? What do we need to do there? Oh, we need to publicly follow the Drowned God religion. Right, okay. That is something I will have to add to the submod if everyone's okay with that. Obviously, we go to Kraken, which is still Ironborn. We still worship the Drowned God, but with a bit more lenience towards the gold price. So we actually can't do that. I never really thought about the caster spell being religion restricted. We must also be elected in a king's moot, which obviously we can't do because we're a republic. So we'd need to overthrow the republic before we can do that anyway. Liege Loyalist faction has to be a strength of 75%, and all Drowned God vassals who are capable, adult, and unimprisoned are in the Liege Loyalist. Oh shit, okay. Wow, that's very difficult to achieve. So one of them must be true. So we basically need the King's Moot. Right, okay. So before we can do Harrenhal, we need to overthrow the Republic. I'm sure you've heard that one before. Okay. Well, I gave away some lands. Because one of you said you haven't done anything with the subscriber houses. Now, I don't know if you just mean like recently or in all time. But I did implement those 5 subscriber houses as we saw with the Republic. So House Dagon, House Goldcrow, House Popeye, House Valanhir here being our major houses. Now, we also have one other, House Grayson, which I have landed feudally because they lost all their land. I'm trying to keep them alive here. So House Dagon controls, he actually wasn't a Magister, so he's just been elected, I would assume. Maybe that's what that puppet was. Yeah, see, it was this guy. Skite of House Smith was originally on the what do you call that? Was one of the patricians anyway. And since then, Dagon has recently just taken that. So, interesting. I wouldn't have preferred to have a patrician with this much power. And it's not that it matters because we are going to overthrow it anyway. But the subscriber houses are still alive and well, as you can see. So we've got 4 of them there, plus House Greysong here. So that's pretty nice to see. And as I said in the comment, when we get more land, when we start taking the Trident, I can start doing those things. But until then, can't really give away much land, because we still need lands for ourselves. We're only 4 out of 7 on a domain limit. And there isn't much land in the Iron Islands to actually give away short of single provinces, which I don't really want to do. I'd rather you guys had a whole, like, duchy per house. Makes the effort worth it, I think. So, next time we take some duchies in the Trident, that's what I'll be doing. Maybe the next invasion I'll do another subscriber giveaway. Alright, let's sort our council out. Why does this guy hate us so much? Religion threatened. Ah, interesting. Okay. Too many High Lordship. Wants control of Pike. Yeah, he is a troublemaker. We might even want to kill off his house, because he seems like he's going to cause us problems all over. Plus, he has... Oh, he actually has 3... Wait, what? This dude here, why does he have that? I think that's just a graphical error, because it's showing up as his, but that's not the case at all. Let's kill this guy off, because he definitely does have 2 provinces of his own. That would give them to us. That would not only fill out our domain size, but it would also get rid of what is potentially a very big troublemaker here. Plus, he's ironborn. I say we get rid of him and replace him with someone a bit more suitable. So let's bribe some people. This should be very straightforward, I think. Now, I need to check, before we get into this too much, how long we've got until we can overthrow the Republic. I'm sick of saying that at this stage. Monarchy, let's have a look. Has ruled for 15 years. Everything else we fulfill now, so that's all we need to do is just rule for 15 years. The Council, I don't think, gets a chance to vote on that, do they? Because we have overthrown the Council. So I think we can just completely seize power and go primogeniture, which is great. Because our son here is really good. Now, we would have to kill off a couple, but let's not worry about that too much. Alright then. So when do we take the title of the Iron Islands? Let's have a look. So we were elected 83-93. So we've been ruling 6 years, so only another 9 years to go. So 8408 will be when we can overthrow the Republic. Awesome. Let's set up a regent. See, this is the problem we've got right now, is our vassals either love us, or they completely hate us. I would rather give it to a guy that doesn't completely love us, doesn't completely hate us. Let's give it to, like, well, these guys are only count, so it's very pointless going to them. I mean, let's give it to Wolfgar, why not? Alright, I'm going to give us some of the titles here. High Judge. I think I said this in the Geheimnis episode, but my method of doing this is highest rank, but lowest opinion. So, for example, I'll look through this list, and we'll see that this guy and everyone below him are the same ranks. We probably want to give it to the one that's the lowest out of these. We'll give it to this 35 guy, just to keep them on side a little bit. Alright, council's empowered and mostly loyal. Oh, sorry, council's abolished and mostly loyalists. Our council's set up, we're good to go. What are our decisions available then? We can send for a faceless man. I'm not going to write to a Dothraki cult to have him be my friend. What do we move our spy master? No, we've got to wait a while yet. Hang on. We had a son called Rinolf. Oh, he's brilliant, but unfortunately... Damn, look at that. He had 8 stewardship off the bat. Nope, he died. What a shame. Most unfortunate. That is a genuine loss there, because he would have been a really good character. Oh well. So let's move our spy master over to have this person killed. Shh, that's not happening. People are uncovering our plots quite frequently. It doesn't matter too much. We can placate our vassals there. Oh, we usurped the title of High Lordship of Stone Tree. That's annoying. After listening to advice of my bannerman led by Lord Kenneth Harlaw, I relinquish my position of Magister of Harlaw in favour of Will Greysong. Interesting. So is that House... Okay, so House Greysong now own a lot of the Iron Isles. That could be an issue. This dude is actually in line to have 2 duchies, which will be the majority of land. Not a big deal, they are Gilded Reaver, but again, that could cause some issues. Let's make sure this kid inherits. I want to make sure this family keeps this inheritance. I don't want to have a double duke. Especially as we barely have any men of our own. So let's arrange him a betrothal. Will to... I'm sure we've got a daughter or something. She'll do, right? Yeah, he'll accept that. My bastard daughter, sure. There we go. Alright. That should help out a little bit. Now, can we move our spy master? We can. And what are we up to now? 122% plot power. Is there anyone else we can invite? No. Okay. We'll slowly kill off the rest of our Ironborn vassals and finish the true conversion of the Isles. Been at peace too long. Of course, we can raid now, can't we? So there is the obligation to do so. Let's go to Karth. Like I said, I want that moon tea. Moon tea? No, I don't want the moon tea. Let's not drink that. I want the Shade of Evening, though. We'll head to Pike. Set the invasion up there. Oh, wow, that was very quick. Okay, we're going to blow him up with manure. Haha. Take that, Falky, you shit. Alright. We want to disembark these troops a second. Now, we've got 11,000 men, so we really don't need 409 boats. Let's put down our own boats, just so we're not paying upkeep on them. We'll put down 146. Now, if my maths is right, that does give us still more than enough boats. Yeah, 138. So if we put down 12 and then 7. There we go. That worked out pretty well. Martin's Raiders. Oh, these are best commanders. Okay, let's sort that out quickly. What have we got the choice of? Oh, Jesus. Okay, our commanders are shit. Right, let's try this again. Employ a new courtier. Let's take any sellswords you've got. Grim. Oh, he's pretty bad as well. He's better than nothing, though. Well, he's certainly better than a character with 0 martial. Jesus, these are our best commanders, really. Okay. Well, 13, 13, 10. Sure, we'll take it. March the Raiders. Let's go to Karth. Now, they're already under siege. Okay. Folky wasn't assassinated, but we got away with it, luckily enough. That's pretty lucky. Who is this? We're carrying my duties for the Great Trade Guild. I met Peddler de Quartum. This is an Ashai man/woman. Resurrected. Shadowbinder. Journeyman Trader. Oh, interesting. There's like, I get it. A sub-education trait then for members of this guild. Interesting, okay. I don't mind them being my rival. They're on the other side of the world. Increase the guard, and we will send in the men. We could hire bounty hunters, but that's going to cost us assets. So let's send in the men in this case. Your Excellency, my mission to Blacktide has been a success. During the visit Lord Ernie Smith of Blacktide, I seem to have managed to make him understand what a benevolent and peaceful ruler you are, is what I think that pop-up says. Right, we're here. 11,000 men. They are being attacked by, what is that, Yunkai? They're being attacked by Astapor. Well, that's a bit annoying, seeing as, you know, all their gifts are there. What about this guy? This guy has some Shade of Evening. I imagine a lot of them have Shade of Evening, so let's take what we can. They're also busy fighting another war. Sod my arm. I really don't care about her. Lost but home again. Getting straight kind. That's pretty good. It's very handy. It's going to make our vassals like us a bit more. Now, the problem with that is we do lose fear. Not a big deal anyway. I'd rather our vassals like us than fear us to some extent. Drum Tower. Right, so now I have a choice. I can give it to his wife, Skegger, or I can give it to Rana Greysong. Well, the House Greysong, she's got grayscale. I really don't want them to have any more land. She's also terrible. A thick, oh wow, thick. I thought that was imbecile. That's even worse than thick. Thick, ruthless, trusting, erudite. I think I will take Drum Tower. Tyranny by 5. It's 5 tyranny for a province. It's not that much of a loss. Now, is Drum Tower any good? Where is that? It's a subcastle somewhere. Here it is. In Old Wick. Large ironborn castle. Yeah, actually, that's not bad. That was worth the 5 tyranny, I think. The Dothraki Horde completely split up as well. Now Lorath has taken a lot of Essos there. Alright, so back to the raid. Priest Altina Seagrave has chosen to go into hiding. Okay, well, it doesn't bother us, seeing as we're not trying to kill him anyway. Can we... Okay, we can bribe some other people here. I'll bribe anyone at this stage, just to help speed things up a little bit. How's the siege going? So we're not taking attrition anymore, luckily enough. And we do have more than enough men to see the siege through. Again, just here for that Shade of Evening. Good battle. Very easily solved. And hopefully when Yunkai win their war and disappear, we could go and take out Karth proper. Oh, wait, no, this is Karth. They, for some reason, moved their capital to Karl. Sure. Oh, it's an invasion. Right, okay, so Karth tried to invade Astapor, and now they're losing. Good one. Who would try and do that? Not me. Just don't watch the rest of the series. Okay, what do we get? Shade of Evening. Hey, that's a good start. Now, we can't use that yet, as I said, but it's always good to have as many as we can. Oh, where is it? Oh, right, there it is. It's always good to have as many as we can in our... I'm trying to read the description here. Shade of Evening is a thick blue wine, peculiar to the... That's weird. I think that's supposed to be particular, but... Peculiar to the warlocks of Karth, it's made from the inky blue leaves that grow on the black bark trees found around the House of the Undying. Their lips have turned blue, and their entire bodies as well. Sure. It's useful to have, anyway. Let's keep as much of that around as we can. I wonder if then, by joining the... Oh, this could be dangerous, eh? Finish that siege and run. 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 How many survived? 2,000. That might be enough still to sieges down when this war is over. Oh, King Michael, what happened? Was murdered on the orders of Sararik of Faring Cross. It is now King Oris. Oris Baratheon of House Tyrell and House Baratheon. He's got gonorrhea, and he is a 1-year-old. Sorry, a 4-year-old with appealing. Sure, why not? Alright. Well, that's a shame that this war started. I wonder if there's anyone else who has any Shade of Evening just kicking around. This guy has a lot of books, which of course we could steal, because we don't really have... they're not really relevant to us, unfortunately. This guy's some Shade of Evening. I'll be taking that, if you don't mind. Now, imagine these provinces are a lot easier to siege down because they're just random Karth provinces. My mother-in-law, Herika Greysong, died in suspicious circumstances. So our wife is a Greysong in that case. Oh, no, it was... Right, I see. It was our wife's mother's maiden name is Greysong. No Shade of Evening there. Do we want to educate our daughter, Cholvi Pike? What is that, Cholvi? Oh, right, Pike is in... Help me. Those things. I've completely forgotten the word for, not speech marks, but the other one. I want to say parentheses, but that's definitely not right. Oh, another brilliant daughter. I'll say that. Thrift. Tiosa, Cora, Gwyness. Gwyness is a fantastic name. Gwyness Whore. Was that 2 simultaneous? Look at that. 2 simultaneous Drowned God uprisings. Okay, surely they'll honor their obligations. Let's get out of Karth with whatever survivors we can keep. Let's go deal with this uprising. 1,000 men, not too bad. And how much gold do we get, more importantly? 285 is a pretty good raid. Let's take that back to Lonely Light, and let's hire some mercenaries, because we might need them for this. Actually, no, we won't at all. 100 men at a time. Nothing to worry about at all. They actually want to ransom someone back. My cousin. Oh, they took my cousin. Sure, I mean, 10 gold, why not? Okay, we've got some sacrificial men there slowing their armies down. We're going to catch the first one. That's one rebellion dealt with. Is that all they can muster? 100 men? Seems a bit pathetic, if you ask me. We're going to be playing this game, are we? Crusader and sending the men. I feel like they're the best options to take. 142 prestige, not great, but better than nothing. We were there for the stat bonuses anyway. Alright. And that's also going to help with our moral authority, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, good at Kraken plus 1% moral authority for 10 years. What is our moral authority right now, then? 33%. Actually, not as much as I was thinking. Now, what would help out is if we replaced this... Lonely Light counts as a holy site. If we built a temple in Lonely Light, that would actually send steel ingots, pull supplies out. Remove goods and supplies from province, salvaging some and making any siege more difficult. Ah, interesting. Okay, that's a very cool event. Yeah, if we get the prosperity event where we can get an extra holding spot, it might be worth building a temple here just for the moral authority. They give us a plus 5%, which isn't a huge amount, but probably worth it. Okay, we need a new advisor. We actually have no candidates? Really? Or is it because we... Right, it's because we were at war. Why don't we put another loyalist on the council? Can't hurt. Alright, only another 4 years. Or was that 6 years? Did I say 8408? I think it was, wasn't it? Okay, well, not long either way until we can overthrow the Republic at last. Now, I will do that in this episode, and like I said, I'll cut out any of the waiting that we have to do. Do we want to... Well, you're proselytizing in Pike. Now, I was going to say, do we want to replace him with someone better? Because he's only got 10 learning. Although there's no one better. So you know what? You carry on, my friend. Alright, new important decisions. What have we got? Send for a faceless man. I'm never going to do that. It's too expensive. And we'll untick employ a new courtier as well, because it's not hugely relevant at this stage. Do we have anything to do with the trade guild? Deliver a trade good. Right. Okay, yeah, there was this. Oh, we're the guild master. Never mind then. I'll just carry on. So what can we do then? We have the option to become a merchant republic. Very cool idea. So this is going to increase the value of our trade post by plus 20%. Interesting. City build cost modifier minus 20. Very good. Create a center of trade. Right. Guildmasters can make their capital a major center of trade once in their lifetime using assets in gold. It will provide you with free trade goods and shipments, but the owner needs to support it in the long term. Right. How on earth do we do that then? Because that's something I'd definitely be interested in right now. Maybe it's an option from the trade lead decisions. Okay, well, we have some options here. Go to market, ask for loan, buy stores and caravans. Okay, sure. Prepare your next caravan, create a center of trade. There we go. Now, that's going to cost us 600 gold and 500 assets. I feel like that might be a good deal at this point. Buy stores and caravans. Enables you to buy stores and caravans. Also lets you improve the success rate of the next caravan you send. Stores can be used on your holdings to improve the profit from goods spent in that province. And caravans can be used on foreign province holdings that have a trade goods modifier by right-clicking on them while owning a caravan. Prepared or not? and will return with cheap goods a year later. Interesting. Right. This is very, very good. Like, this is a very, very good mod. Just the amount of polish they've put onto it as well is very impressive. You rarely see mods doing the whole formatting and using icons in text, things like that. That's what's blowing me away here. But it's also adding a really huge level. Oh, it makes me not want to overthrow the Republic, but like I said, staying as a Republic means we're going to miss out on so many other things. Well, look, we're still a Republic for another 10 years or so, right? So why don't we see what this mod has got to offer? I will actually probably do a proper Merchant Republic CK2 Plus playthrough with this mod enabled. Because I really like playing as Merchant Republics. I feel like I don't get to show off very much in this because there is a lot of management. But I think if I did a Merchant Republic playthrough, people would know what they were getting into. Game of Thrones I associate personally with like White Walkers and Dragons and Magic. Not necessarily counting pennies. So why don't we try that out then? Why don't we go for create a Center of Trade. Profit awaits. We gain a Center of Trade, but that was very straightforward. What does that do for us? Center of Trade, Center of Trade, Center of Trade. Oh, right there it is. Center of Trade. This town has a prosperous trade market organized by the trade lead. It will provide the owner with free goods and shipments every year. Everett year. Okay, awesome. Sounds good to me. So why don't we request a trade route map and have a look and see what this does. So by requesting a trade route map, it turns the revolt risk mode into a potential target to send a caravan to. So let's do that. A steward of the Great Trade Republic approached with the map you ordered. He estimates it will require an update in about 2 years, but meanwhile you can consult it without expecting extra fees. While this event window is active, you can open the revolt risk map mode to see what provinces have shipments and caravans. Right. So we open the revolt risk map now, which is here. We can have a look and see where our profitable locations. Right, so we've got, what have we got? Atterdale. We've got Highgarden there. Fairmarket. High Point. Milanos, Honors Port. We probably won't want to go that far out. Yeah, that's all we know. Okay. So let's dismiss that for now, and I assume that will reset. Yeah, that resets our map mode. So why don't we go for Highgarden? Seems like an easy province to remember. Seems like an easy province to go for. So we need to buy stores and caravans, and actually buy a caravan. Add a caravan to our treasury. And let's buy a stall as well. Why not? What did I actually... Oh, whoops. I accidentally applied for a loan there. Let's not worry about that. Just remember that I need to pay off a loan in a while. I want to buy a stall instead as a trading stall. And let's see what they actually do while they're in our artifacts. So, trading stall. Can be stored on any holding to receive extra profit when selling goods there. Okay, cool. Caravan. Can be sent to counties you do not own to buy their goods at a lower price. Right, so then we go to Highgarden. I assume we right-click the... Oh, send a caravan. Here we go. Send a caravan to this province to buy their goods at half a price. Sure. 90% chance of success. 10% chance of losing the caravan. Now, there was an option to buy guards, right? We can prepare it. What does that do for us? Invest money to improve rentability and security. This is what I wanted to do. Right, let's do that then. Prepare your next caravan. And let's give them a lot of funds. Now, do we want to pay for some mercenaries or send some more levy? Let's pay for mercenaries. I'm happy to go in on this just to see what it does. Then, we know from our map that we can then send a caravan to Highgarden. 95% chance of success this time. Probably wasn't worth the investment in that case. Unless it was just 140 for guards or whatever, but we'll give it a go. 91% chance of buying goods, I should say. Visited by a caravan gives them plus 15% local tax modifier. Interesting. Okay, and that's going to return in a year. So we'll wait. We'll see how that goes. This is a really cool mod. I'm really impressed by this. This might be just a permanent mod in all of my future playthroughs. It's that good. Obviously, I'll do some experimenting in my personal time, and we'll see what we can do in terms of working out the best combinations, working out what is actually worth buying, what isn't. So the warehouse decisions. Why don't we hire some guards for it? Now, that does give us something in our treasury. Gives us a warehouse guards, national tax modifier minus 10%. Ooh. Ooh, that's quite expensive. Right, interesting. Okay, so I think what we probably want to do then is make our warehouse worth having. So what do we need? We need silk, gold, or incense. So why don't we go to market? Did we buy any of those before? I feel we didn't, did we? No, we've only got steel ingots. So let's go to market and buy some, well, whatever we can find, really. A man rushes to you, talking insistently and telling that you have to sell him this. You don't really understand what he wants amid his rambling. Deal? 208 gold. What are we trying to sell? So this is just maybe 208 gold. Let's go for it. The only way we can find out what happens if we experiment. So let's do it. Family first. Might just be a random event, similar to the stewardship focus, to give you just some random gold. That'd be quite nice. Alright, so what's our option now? We can go on another reaving. Why not? Let's do it. Contact affiliated artisans. Right, so this is where we have goods. So, for example, gold, we can convert into jewellery or something like that. So, we don't have any goods that require processing right now, so we won't worry about that too much. Let's go and visit Northern Essos. I feel like we've really got into the spirit of iron and gold. I would captain her myself, as always. We are going to go on an adventure and risk our council fucking everything up. Our son gained +2 stewardship. Now, what about our main son, the one that we want to inherit? Lodos Hor. I gave him a boat because we had a spare boat. We really should mark search for a smith as special interest, so that when that becomes available, do not own any weapons for warrior weapons, but we have employed a marshal. Right. So if we gave our son the weapons forged by a weaponsmith, the golds forged by a goldsmith, and the armor forged by an armorsmith, we'd be able to make our own again. Now we want to make a second set because, as I've said before, it will give our son prestige, which, if we're playing in a republic, is obviously going to affect his likely to be elected. If we're playing in feudal, it makes it more likely for the king's moot to choose him, which is obviously the ironborn method of election. So let's give him the artifact. So let's give him the breastplate stretcher. We've got to wait for that to actually arrive at his doorstep. I assume we lived in the same house, you know, him being 6 and everything, but I guess not. Let's give him, I assume, the collar of pearls. Attack. This is going to fund our new trinkets. And give artifact. What else have we got here? Arming sword. Will allow us to craft a new weapon. And obviously your prestige determines what tier of weapon you can get. So seeing as we've got 2,600 prestige, we might be able to get a higher tier of weapon this time. Alright, and what else do you want to give him? The engraved sword, I feel. Oh, probably the golden bracelets as well. But we'll wait and see. Give him some plunder. Why not? One of the traders from a caravan offers you a crate of gold ingots. We were going to buy gold anyway. And it's only 126 gold. Now, I remember it being 300 gold last time. So it gives us... now, we can choose to use it and lower our tax modifier in exchange for tech points and tax income. So this would be a good thing to have if you're playing something like Tribal, for example. I'm going to say buy it. I'm going to see what the artisans can do with it. See if we can turn a profit on that. So I'll take a note that that was 126, wasn't it? So let's just keep that in mind as we... I've written that down, so I don't have to keep it in mind at all. I assume because we are away reaving, when we get back, we'll be able to talk to the artisans and see what we can do with that. My council are fucking everything up, as per usual. It's the downside to reaving, I suppose. And we'll try and get these people married so that this guy doesn't become a double duke. After the customary dowry, give them plenty of gold and silver, I say a token gift is enough. Yeah, I agree, a token gift is enough. My wife is pregnant again? Good God. Alright, so we're back from reaving. We don't still have, apparently, the goods required for the recipe. Now, I'm assuming we need some other secondary item in that case. Now, obviously, when we went raiding, we lost our... we lost the ability to go to the market, or it cancelled the event, I should say. So let's go to the market again and see what else we could potentially do with gold. A meat wool hides ivory and silk. Maybe gems. Maybe gems and gold would work together. What do you think? So let's go ahead and buy some... Oh, shit. They're only selling gold, silver, or silver. Nothing of interest. Right. Okay, let's not worry about it then. That costs us 50 assets every time we go to the market. So we probably want to try that again as soon as it's available. Oh, there we go. Awesome. Lord Folky fell and died, and no one knew any better. Alright, how many members of House Botley are left then? 13. Could take a while to kill them all off, but I imagine, you know, probably on average half are women. So, let's get this kid killed off. Probably shouldn't take too long, given that we've got 152% power. I shall pay off my debt that I accidentally took out earlier, if you remember. Okay, reaving still does not clear the was that peace option. Makes sense. Sure, whatever. I think we could probably get Will to become a loyalist, seeing as he is our religion, our culture. The only issue is he is... oh, wait, no, he's Ironborn. Sorry, I was going to say he's also feudal, which does give him a negative opinion of us. Now let's give our son this armor as well. Unfortunately, I put literally all my eggs in one basket and given this kid all the good stuff. We could make him disappear. We could get rid of him. And in favor of the other son. But we'll see which one comes up better, then we'll kill the one that's worse. So, Harrenhal is absolutely our favourite right now. Just because of the fact that he's tall and brilliant. Tall is going to cancel out the penalty we get for being Goated Reaver. Because obviously we're sacrificing Marshal for stewardship. So, I could give him the armor. Apparently they both accepted it. Oh, okay, that's a bit of a strange... Did that count as an opinion buff for that? It did not. Okay, right, good. I was going to say that would be a bit of an exploit we could use in the future. Give 600 people the same artifact. Okay, so let's see. Can we hire a smith now? We can, yeah, good. Alright, let's go to the market again. See if we can get some gems. We are buying gems. There we go, gems. Right, that's going to cost us 223 gold plus another 200... plus another 21 gold. Wow, gems are very good. Look at that. Plus 30% local tax modifier, plus 20% prestige modifier. That's really overpowered. Okay. Wow. So with enough gold, you could use that on every province and buff yourself up by an insane amount. Alright, we can contact artisans now. Look at this. Okay. So that was plus another, was that 200 gold? 200 and something? Probably should have taken note of that. So we'll say 200 and... I'd say a conservative 250 because I don't remember. So that's 376, including the cost of the gold. You may contact with the artisans of the trade guild to ask to use their skill to transform the goods in your possession into profitable ones. Here we have brewers, cooks, and shepherds. Skilled stone miners, musical instruments. Here we are. Right. Meticulous jewelers are ready to take orders. They can turn precious metals into gems. Precious metals and gems into jewelleries, or make you a custom item for you to wear. So this is a cheap way of also getting a smith, I would assume. Let's try it then. 75 assets. Now I'm also going to factor in... Oh, we've got beautiful creative ivory, probably from our trade centre. Interesting, okay. My wife has syphilis. I'll do what I can for her. She's given us a lot of good kids, so... Again, I'll do what I can for her. What was I about to say? It seems like the trade centre is probably worthwhile if we can keep the artisans together as well. If you have the artisan trait, that is. Okay, so that gives us 2 boxes of jewellery and 128 gold. So I'll minus the 128 gold off of our current total. Takes us back to 248 gold invested. And how much can we sell the jewellery for is the real question. So we want to go to the market. Add to market. Now, what can we do with the jewellery? That's probably what we want to check. Let's have a look. Box of jewellery. Where are they? Box of jewellery. Can be used to increase taxation and prestige. Price influenced by prosperity and gems, gold, or silver shipments. Right, so let's see what happens if we deploy it to a province. Send jewellery. Plus 3 tax income, plus 20% national tax modifier. Plus 30% monthly prestige gain. Plus 170 gold. Plus another 123 gold. Plus something else as well. Interesting. That's almost paying for itself. So let's assume we were to do this. We're currently at 248 gold down. We would have approximately 80 gold down if we were to do this. So for the cost of 80 gold... No, sorry, I'm not also including the other 21 gold. So for about 59 gold, we're getting plus 3 tax income for 4 years, plus 20% local tax for 4 years, and plus 30% monthly prestige for 4 years. That's very, very good. Right, okay. Let's see what happens if we sell them at market, because if you're just looking to turn a pure profit, this might be better. Results. Yeah, we're trying to sell results. Nothing of interest. Your flagship whore is giving you years of good service. We can either retire it or restore it. Why don't we restore it for 115 gold? It's done as well. So we didn't find anyone to buy our jewellery that time. Due to bandits, wars, and epidemics, your centre of trade is facing harsh times. The voices of several merchants reach your ears, and a donation of gold coins seems to be the best investment. We can give them 500 assets, which is essentially free, but obviously going to take time before we can do more other things. We could send them ivory and jewellery. We can send them gold coins or nothing to give. So I won't add this into our other calculation, just simply because this is something that I have brought upon myself. This isn't related to just crafting goods. I'll give them the assets, I think. How long will it take us to build those assets back up? We get 25 a month. So 25 a month, which is higher, our assets or our tax. Actually, it would be better to give them the gold in that case. Assuming that you're considering a 1-to-1 conversion there. So give them back the assets, sure. I'll give them gold, sorry. I will order Lord Reaver Wolfguard to stand down, and he'll say nothing, that's fine. Now to move this over. I really want to try and sell these just to see which is more valuable for us. We're trying to sell our jewellery. Okay. Right. So what is the difference between prosperity and goods influence? I think that's just the level of prosperity means we gain an extra 20 gold, but because we have no goods in Lonely Light, we're losing 40 gold. So let me open another cooperative calculator, and I'll just quickly mash in the values here. So that's 397. I'll just round it. Plus 21. We're going to lose 42. That's total gain of 376. If we take away the 248 we invested, it's going to give us a profit of 128 gold over the course of about a year with no other real losses. Now, you've got to also bear in mind that's one box of jewellery and we made 2. So, in theory, let's sell one box and then let's deploy the other. So, we'll send jewellery. And that's going to give us another 100 and... well, we could say roughly about 188 gold there. So if I add another 188 gold onto that, in about a year, we've made 316 gold. Now, given that our monthly balance is 31 gold a year, it's more or less, it's probably about 45% of our yearly income in that case increase by making and producing and selling that jewellery. Interesting, okay. So that is actually pretty profitable then. And like I said, if you're playing tribal, although you probably wouldn't be able to, unless you do a lot of raiding and have taken the business folks, be able to upfront pay these costs, just the flat tax modifier that you're getting from that is huge. Like, that could be massively beneficial. I also am not sure if you could join it if you're tribal. Let's just say if you're a poorer feudal rule then, recently reformed tribal or something like that. So that's 316 gold profit, plus the other things we got from that. Plus 3 tax income, plus 20% local tax, and plus 30% monthly prestige. I could bother to work out what we're going to make from that on average as well, but that's a bit too... well, I've already done too much numbers. There's already too many numbers. Numbers are for nerds anyway. They call it for the wilds for a reason. We're going to now kill a child to make up for all of that boring crap about numbers. You're welcome. All right, let's increase the guard. New Lord Commander, and he gets... look at that, nice hat. Oh, he lost his nice hat when he became Lord Commander. Well, fair enough, I guess. To hunt man is truly the greatest sport. We killed a child. Alright, who's next on our list of children to kill? Lord Harold Botley, 153%. Let's do it. I think we'll call that there. It's been an episode more or less completely dedicated to the Great Trade Guild. Yeah. I hope you've enjoyed this sort of pseudo mod spotlight we've done. We'll leave it there. I'm going to skip forward in between videos a few years so that we are ready to overthrow the Republic next episode. Like I said, we've still got trading going on. We've still got the gold and iron thing part of it. So don't be too sad because it's going to give us access to a lot of extra other things that we now can't do as a Republic, like dragons. One of you said that dragons aren't Republic related, but the ambition to get a dragon egg is. And also I want to go on adventures to Valyria, which we can do a lot easier if we are feudal. Plus, you know, we get to wear the Driftwood crown and actually restore House Hall. So, you know... it's all apples and pears, really. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.